321, if you can turn to it. Orange book, page 321. That's how I remembered it. That's why he shows it. I know I didn't send out an email, but hopefully you guys can skim it and read it right now, because it's a groovy piece. I chose it, not just because of the page, but it symbolized a lot. As you all read. It was a poem called The Ruin, written by Anonymous in the 9th century. It was found partially from the book Exeter, which is like, it was burned in the beginning, it was burned at the end, so it's kind of a ruined book about a ruin, as she well pointed out, she read. But it was a poem about this Roman town a long, long time ago, and just, you know, the beauty of this town, and how it crumbled. And it's kind of, I thought it was really deep because, you know, we live in the city of Atlanta. It's a beautiful city. It's so amazing. I love the city. And it's slowly crumbling before our eyes if we don't get that new Falcon Stadium. So, it's really sad to see, but hopefully, well, after this, I want everyone to like write down a two-liner. Just like, it doesn't have to be, yeah?
Somebody coming. Keep coming.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to do a little instructor intervention here. I think you should have everyone read the poem. Take a line.
All right, everyone. Let's do popcorn. Do you remember popcorn from like elementary school? Where you just like read, or someone can read it out loud. I wrote my book.
No, I like poems to be read very deliberately. So start at one side and have the first person read the first line, the next person read the next line.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at the elaborate crest chiseled into the stone wall.
Read it loud, read it proud, man.
Shattered by fate, the crumbled city squares.
And the hue and cry of giants rotted away.
There are caved-in roofs, towers in shambles.
Rhyme on the limey mortar.
The storm wall tilted sky.
Are we starting in the back or at the front?
I think he's gonna read it.
Okay.
Read it loud, read it proud, guys.
Half fallen.
Oh, half fallen, slow by time. Keep going or just that line?
No, next one.
Early and great souls, the war architects.
Of the ground by 100 generations. Rotting in their graves and lost their full breath. Of the ground 100 generations passed away.
This wall, napped and veined by lichen,
Stained with red, outlasted my kingdom.
After another long stood upright after storms.
Lofty and broad, it has fallen, the rampart.
Hewn and wedged together, sharpened roughly.
And polished, an ancient structure, well worked by men.
Ringed in incrustations of soil.
Steel prods the brain and draws up a fiery clue.
Clever in the forging of chains.
Some bold-minded men bound together the ribs.
On the wall with amazing cables.
There were bright city plots flanked by bathhouses.
A well-tied towering cables.
Much clamor of the multitude.
Many halls filled with revelry.
Far and wide people fell there.
They were pestilence and rapid.
And death, clobbered ranks of infamous swordsmen.
Their fortress became a tomb. The city rotted away.
Those who should have braced it up, the multitudes.
were bones on the ground. Then the courts knelt in dust.
And the wide red roof of vaulted beams was left shedding tiles.
This ritual place fell into ruin and piled up heaps.
Where once stood those light-hearted with gold.
Clothed in splendor, proud and lifted by one.
Shorn in war gear and gazed upon in treasure.
With silver and inlaid plated gems.
On wealth and property, on precious stones.
In his glorious citadel of a stout kingdom.
And the stone court stood upright. And the running streams out of its and the wall of everything to its bottom.
Where the baths were steamy in the tunnels.
Streams poured across hot gray stones.
Until the round pool heated.
It is a fitting thing for the city.
So is there any line that stuck out to any of you guys? I know, like, this might have been your first time reading it, but you should reread it after this class. I mean, you're not gonna, I think it was pretty profound because, I'll tell you later, but. But was there any line that really spoke out to you guys? Lines that you read or lines that somebody else read in the class? Anyone? What was your line, Gabriel? Gabriel?
Well, the second stanza, the fortress became a tomb, the city rotted away.
No way, that was my line I was going to. And no, there are caved-in roofs towered in shamble. I ran yesterday, the Public South Marathon. I got top 50.
Yay.
Thank you guys. I wanted to try that in somehow. Top 50 in my age group. And we ran through some neighborhoods, like Little Five Points and Regina Highlands, I totally thought about this piece actually, which is kind of dorky. But there were some, like Atlanta, there's some parts of Atlanta that are crumbling as we drive by, as we walk by, as we run by, and take MARTA by. It's really sad. Because this poem, I think, reflects on fate. It reflects, the great city of Rome and how it was built and how the poem suggested it was beautiful. People in gold walking the streets, bats and everything. But now, looking at this poem, you're reading about a crumbling city. A crumbling city before the author's eyes, the author anonymous, for you guys who came in late, page 321 in the purple and the orange book. It's a story about fate. That's what I really want to talk about, because I thought that was really, really cool to read about that. Like I said, it was an Anglo-Saxon countryside. It was a Rome city in the Anglo-Saxon countryside. And it was a town called Aqueous, Sulis, but some believe it was the city of baths. So some key information you could take today when you walk out of the classroom. It was a poem about a Roman city, a beautiful city that's in ruins. And that's what the poem's called, Ruins. That's all I got. Thank you guys.
You want to song?
No.